I bring greetings to the faculty, staff, students, and administrators of Arupe Jesuit University. As you continue this new academic year, it is my pleasure to offer you this message of goodwill. I know that this semester has opened at a time of great uncertainty in difficult and challenging times. We're all caught up in the throes of a global pandemic, which has wreaked havoc in so many different ways. Perhaps we have been personally affected. We probably know family members or relatives who have been stricken and sickened by this virus. And there are people who've lost jobs, whose livelihoods have been decimated. And sadly, some too who've lost family members, friends, relatives who have succumbed to this virus. I offer you my deepest sympathies. As we continue this semester in Arupe Jesuit University, I would like to offer you 3 very simple thoughts on how we might perhaps draw the greatest fruits from this academic endeavor. 3 simple thoughts. The first is hope. The second is creativity. The third is solidarity. Hope. Obviously, we might say, why hope at a time when there seems to be such a great despair? And it is true. One of the greatest casualties of this virus is precisely hope. This virus shakes our confidence, challenges our convictions, and even leads some of us to despair. And yet, we are a believing people. And in fact, as Pope Francis reminds us, hope for us believers is an inalienable right. And hope is different from optimism. I'm not inviting you to simply be upbeat and optimistic, because surely there are many things we cannot be optimistic about these days. But hope is founded on our conviction that God is still a part of our journey. No matter the challenges, the difficulties, the disappointments, the uncertainty, we continue to believe that God is part of our journey. That's hope. And that's what I invite you to cultivate and nurture in your learning, in your teaching this semester. Creativity. As we all know, many things have had to close down because of the challenges of this virus. But again, if I might go back to Pope Francis's advice, he reminds us that in fact, this is a time of great creativity, a time to become more innovative. And what this means for us is that we can't simply go back and try to recover a normal life from the debris of this crisis, but rather face these challenges, face the devastation of this crisis with a fresh outlook, with new ideas, with new initiatives, so that out of the debris of this crisis, we can create something truly new. And I know that at Arupe Jesuit University, you have been creative. I think, for example, of your virtual graduation ceremony, the very first of its kind in the entire country of Zimbabwe. That's creativity. And this semester, you've migrated all your teaching, all your learning to a virtual platform. That's creativity. And my wish, my hope for you is that you will continue in this same spirit of creativity to make new things out of the rubble of this crisis. And finally, solidarity. One of the greatest lessons we have been taught by this crisis of coronavirus is the lesson of our mutual dependence. Or to quote Pope Francis again, we're all in the same boat. We're caught up in the same situation. Yes, the threat is universal, but it affects us in particular ways. And we've all experienced this through lockdowns and curfews and restrictions, etc. But I think it's important that we remember that there are people who are not as fortunate as we are. As you sit in the comfort of your homes or your communities and you follow the lectures online, spare a thought for those who have no access to the internet. Spare a thought for those who will never go back to school. Spare a thought for those who would have not the same kind of facilities that you have to do what you do, to guarantee continuity of learning. And don't just think about them. Ask yourself, what do you owe them? What do you owe them by way of service? What do you owe them by way of support? And above all, in your research, in your writing, in your publication, how can you advocate the cause of those who are less fortunate? How can you make that preferential option for the marginalized, the poor, and those who are disadvantaged through your philosophical inquiry, your humanistic pursuits, and all the other areas and disciplines of expertise, of studies in Arupe Jesuit University? And so I encourage you, as you continue this semester, as you continue this academic year, to keep these thoughts in mind. Let your learning, let your teaching be imbued and infused with the dynamics of hope, of creativity, and solidarity. And I wish you all, faculty, staff, administrators, students of Arupe Jesuit University, a very fruitful and productive year. Thank you.